Is it because of your promise or you were forced to become a Muslim?
Well, as you know, in Islam, nothing is by force.
Way back in 2001, you were detained by the Taliban. So, a very short answer, why were you detained? And does that experience immediately change your perception towards the Taliban compared before? Dr. Yvonne, please.
I was the chief reporter of the Sunday Express newspaper, and I sneaked into Afghanistan without a passport and visa. I had tried to get a visa, but it was refused 3 times. And so I decided, to hell with it, I'm going in anyway. And so I put on the all enveloping blue burqa, which is actually called a chador, but the Western media preferred burqa in the headline. So that's what it became known as. And I sneaked in undercover. What I was wanting to do was to cut through all the propaganda, because George W. Bush, the then US president, and Tony Blair, the British Prime Minister, were telling us that these Afghans, this Taliban was the most evil, brutal regime in the world, and they hated women. So I wanted to find out if it was true. I didn't expect to find out the way I did. I preferred to speak to ordinary Afghan people, and I
Mhm.
moved around the Jalalabad area for about 2 days, talking to ordinary Afghans with my two guides, and to find out what life was like and if it was as bad as people had said. Because the demonization process didn't start after 9/11. It started after 1996, when the US stopped pouring money into Afghanistan and Pakistan to fund the Mujahideen who had fought the Soviet occupation. And they just thought, it's pointless supporting these people anymore. Our job is done. Mission complete. How many times have the Americans said that? And they walked away, but they also set about demonizing the ruling Taliban.
When you were released from the Taliban, 2 years later, you become a Muslim. Is it because of your promise or you were forced to become a Muslim?
Well, as you know, in Islam, nothing is by force, and there's no compulsion in Islam. Um, I did convert, and the trigger for my interest in Islam was brought about by my arrest and detention by the
Mhm.
Taliban. The Taliban were delighted when I converted to Islam, and they took the credit, along with a lot of different people that I met along the way. But the experience triggered my interest in Islam, because being a captive, I was able to observe them up close and personal, and I was able to see very quickly that
Mhm.
their faith was a way of life. It wasn't just a religion that was picked up and put down after Friday prayers. It was a way of life. It was the way they dressed, the way they spoke to one another, the way
Mhm.
they conducted themselves. You know, if they entered a room, they would say Bismillah, and just, so many different
And they even
things.
give you the key, right? The key of the prison. They give it to you.
Well, yes, this amuses people greatly. They gave me the prison and said I was in charge of myself, and so I locked the cell door, and when they came for the interrogation, they would knock and
You
ask
open the door.
permission to come in, and they would wait until I opened the door.